What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan. This is Neomustangs, and this is my Foxbody Mustang channel. Check it out, guys. Last night, I released a video that was a pre-FTO video of me putting my T56 Magnum back in my car. The purpose of that video legitimately was just to show you that the struggle is real. And I wanted to make a two-part series to it, us reinstalling it. But the main thing about this whole video series was maybe to save you guys time, because we're no different than anybody else is when it comes to installing parts. We make wrong choices. We plan to fail to plan, however you want to say it. Sometimes you just got to put the wrenches down, reassess the situation, and get back to where you need to be. So nobody's ever immune to struggle. But that doesn't mean that you should stop. You should be persistent. You should want to get through it. And that's exactly what we did here in this video. So make sure you stick around to the end. We have some very important information that happened in these two videos. As always, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. And welcome back. This is a couple days later. We are going to run down to Summit Racing, and we are going to exchange the new Pro Car Scat seats that I had been waiting for that I don't really need. We're going to trade the seats out, get over here and get the bell housing, the 7 o'clock position bell housing that we need so we can finish our ride, yo. All loaded up, ready to go. Summit Racing is about an hour for me, so got a little trip to make, but it'll be worth it because I can't really wait to ship these back and then have them refunded and blah, blah, blah. Let's just go get it done. All right, so we made it here to Summit Racing here in Talmadge, Ohio. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes from me. We're gonna run in there real quick, grab an associate and grab a cart, return these seats. I had to bring them into the truck because it started raining, but no big deal. Let's get this bell housing, get back home, and start setting up for maybe tomorrow, get the rest of the install done. So that was pretty quick and painless. Summit Racing's like a Walmart for car parts. Got that quick time bell for the black car. We're gonna hurry up and get it home. I'll probably get set up for my live stream that I do on Sunday, and then we'll continue with this video this week and get this thing done. And we are back. I think I got everything I need to do to get the rest of this thing together. If you haven't followed earlier in the video and come this far, I'm gonna have to get this twin disc back up in there. I mean, this is a brand new twin disc. We just put some power to it the other day. And I got that McLeod bell housing like I had just showed you. So the nice thing about this bell housing is I'm gonna be able to, the nice thing about this block plate here, and I'll show you, unlike the other block plate, it not only clears my drain, but it also clears my downpipe here. So I won't have to be doing any clearancing like I did on my quick time bell housing. I'm getting ready to box this thing up and send it to its new owner. This transmission's been on the channel for a number of years, and it's been through different versions of synchronized, faceplated, broke twice, whatever. And I'm sure the new owner is gonna put it to very good use. So I'll put you on a time lapse. We're gonna get under here. We'll get this clutch taken apart, and we'll get this flywheel on, and we're gonna finish this T56 build. Folks, I got most of the clutch in. You know, this isn't really that bad of a clutch to do. Twin disc, you think it's like super exotic and hard to do, but it's just 2 layers of clutch discs, that's all. Keep it aligned or whatever. It's crazy that this little thing right here can hold 1,200 horsepower. You got to go around it each one at a time, and this collapses and flattens out the diaphragm inside. So the springs collapse or whatever. So we're gonna get this collapsed, then we'll get the bell housing on, put you on another time lapse, and we will have this portion of this done. All right, so we got the bell housing in. We got everything we needed done. to get it ready for the T56. So I think tomorrow what we got going on right here, we get this trans up in here, get it locked in, and then we'll be ready to put the shifter in, put the drive shaft, put the cross member up, and we'll be firing this car up soon. We got everything pretty much loaded up here. I got everything torqued down, tightened down. I don't think there's gonna be any issues getting this T56 back in here. We gotta get the Stifler's cross member ready because as soon as we get it up, we can get it in here and set. Me, Cousin Paul, Cousin Fred, getting ready to put this T56 in for you today, and then we'll put the drive shaft in. I'm gonna have to come back a little bit later after I do a little bit of work, and I'm gonna have to rewire it for the reverse light switch and the neutral safety and such. Got a lot of work to do. It's probably boring to y'all, but I do a lot of install stuff, and because that's what we do around here. All right, this is like the most tedious part because, you know, you got this really expensive, heavy transmission sitting on this trans jack. But we have to actually lean the engine back so we can get kind of enough space to get the shifter and this transmission lined up. I would highly suggest not trying to do this yourself. T56 requires at least 2 people, if not 3, to be, and doing it on the ground, just, I feel for you if you did, so. The pins are lined up, then the trans should be lined up.
There's something popped.
Yep.
Did it?
Yeah, I caused it to move forward.
All right, let me get over here. We'll just keep switching sides. Just don't kick the jack.
I'm stepping over.
Something. Okay, so what we do here, the smart guy, what the smart guy does, it ain't gonna go backward. So yeah, give me that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
I figured that's what you were doing.
You guys? You guys got it?
Yep.
Just stabilize. That's all you need to do. Okay.
Popped right in.
Dude, that's definitely going on bloopers. What is he doing?
I didn't notice. I don't know if I want this guy working on my stuff or not.
You know how many?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, that's my dude right there! That's my dude right there! He's putting all my shit in my car! You gotta release your inner Neanderthal, cat. No monkeys outside of Fred was injured in this video. All right, boys, there we have it. Got a T56 in the Mustang. Now we're gonna see if this drive shaft actually works and if my 42-inch measuring from my other drive shaft will fit this car, which it very much should. I'll talk about that here in a second. But we got all 8 bolts into the bell housing. It's seated right in. So what I did is I actually, with the tranny jack, brought it up, lined up the pins, because there's 2 pins in here, and I brought 2 bolts and drew it up just a little bit enough to hold the trans. And then you see, I took my crowbar, released the clutch, and it just literally just sat right in place. That's been a transmission trick that I've been using for many years, especially with T5s. You know, you don't force it in, because if you force it in, then you're gonna end up breaking stuff. But we got our Stifler's cross member on, big and small spacer to the front, and we used one of the little small spacers here, which lines it up just perfect. All right, here we go, brothers. In we go. And look at that. Nice. Shut the front door. Perfect.
Hold on. I gotta go get the red Loctite.
That's fine. 42 inches, boys. From center to center on the U-joint. Notice. Inland Empire. If anything, maybe a 1/4 inch off. But I doubt it. That's a long yoke. I don't even think it could go in more. Barely, but it would be right up against this. Yeah, but you need space.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you look at it.
You got this joint here. You got to get over top of that pinion nut.
Yeah, you look at it.
42 inches.
You look at a T5 drive shaft, you got about a ½ inch to an inch of rust where it hangs out of that seal.
All right, we're tightening up the rest of the cross member. Cousin Fred's got that rolling. As you can see, it's nice and butt up against. And what I mean by 42 to 42, it's just center of center. This is a Son Max. This is all stuff from Inland Empire. Welds are very nice, hardcore. 42 center, 42. If you're doing a T56 swap in your Foxbody, that is very, very important information to know. Also, important information to know. And the reason why you need a adjustable fork pivot ball, because the other one puts it out too far and puts this back too far. You can see my pivot ball right up against the clutch, the splines, nice and straight and even on the trans. So it's gonna have a great throw. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I don't normally release videos back to back like that, but I felt that, you know, it was important to release these two. Instead of releasing a 20-minute video, I gave you a couple small videos that you can watch on your own. What's some really important information that you need to learn from these two videos? I mean, I'm always trying to share with my struggles and everything. So if you ever plan to do a T56 Magnum install, know that there's a difference between the bell housing on a T56 regular bell housing and a T56 Magnum, which I've shared here in this video. That's the big one. If you ever do put a T56 Magnum bell in, just know that get an adjustable pivot ball. It's 1.25 inches long for a nice level fork engagement to the clutch. That's very important information. If you want to know how long a drive shaft is for a T56, because T56 drive shafts are different than a Foxbody, they're 42 inches. Plus or minus, they're pretty much 42 inches hole to hole. I've made 2 drive shafts like that, and both times they fit very well in my Fox bodies. Lastly, just know that T56 swaps aren't cheap, and you know, it's not something you can just buy $3,200 transmission and put it in your car. It requires a completely different bell housing, which I've showed here. It requires an SN95 fork style, which it needs the longer fork. It needs an adjustable pivot ball. It needs its own drive shaft, its own cross member. Yeah, list goes on and on. So I hope in these last 2 videos I've saved somebody some time. I do a lot of how-to videos that are pretty boring, and you know, just wanted to share my struggle, my pre-FTO struggle. Because this all happened about a week or so before Ford takeover. I'm sorry for releasing the video this long, but you know, if it saves somebody some time, you know, we get a little excited when we get our good parts back in our cars, because then, you know, we know that the Magnum's good for a lot of horsepower, so we can just keep building. Speaking of which, as you guys know, I made 700 wheel on the black turbo car here on an On3 turbo kit. Now, if you notice over here, sitting in the side over here, got a little stainless turbo kit. Woo, right? So I've talked about this kit before on my channel. This is Big Dog Fabrications kit that he had built for me for my 363 when it was in my white car. We are going to be cutting this up to fit the black car. As you can see, we're talking about 1 3/4 primaries. These headers were actually built for the heads that are on this car. So we're going to get this kit in this car. We're going to do it passenger mount instead of driver mount. We're going to readjust the crossover. It's a very, very nice kit. That's the stuff you get to look forward to on the channel here soon, as we're going to get back into Lego mode, and we're going to be building a bigger turbo kit, custom fit turbo kit for my car, just like I did my exhaust. And we're gonna probably make a little bit more horsepower with less boost. So I'll explain why we need to do that when you check out my track video next week, because we did go to the track on Wednesday and we did make some passes. Guys, outside of that, I appreciate the new subs. I appreciate the watch time. If you're interested in giving something back to the channel, I got a join button below for the channel membership, where we're going to be doing some giveaways towards the end of the year. Outside of that, I will see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.